Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Southbridge Recreation Committee, I'd like to welcome you all to our summer concerts on the Common series. Tonight's concert is sponsored by Southbridge Cultural Council. Most of our concerts are sponsored by many area local businesses. Before we get started, I'd just like to take one thank you to a person I noticed has been here every single Sunday for the last couple of years, videotaping this for television. He takes time out of his schedule, and he's all volunteer. And to be so dedicated, I think he deserves a big hand, Mr. Chris Kosak. This time I'd like to present Yankee Notions. Thank you.
When the strawberries burst from the woodbine and summer lies close to the ground, when the porch is a fit place for young kids to sleep and the brook in the meadow lies down, then with straw hats and wagons and horses, like young Tim and tired old Dan, we'll take to the field, to the creak of a wheel and a pitchfork that blisters your hand. And you have to make hay when the sun shines, that's what all of the hill people say. Just keep your load wide, keep your eye on the sky. Make sure it's dry when you put it away. I remember the chaff on the back of my neck and the cool at the edge of the trees, where you stop for a while and you talk about the weather, drink from the stream and get mud on your knees. But it's back to the wagon, it's back to the mow. 6 loads in and 8 more to go. And there's biscuits and beans at the late supper meal, and there's nothing like beans when you're working, you know. And you have to make hay when the sun shines, that's what all of the hill people say. Just keep your load wide, keep your eye on the sky. Make sure it's dry when you put it away. of killdeer and clover. It's the time when the earth does her best. It's when all men are strong and the workday is long. You know when to rise and you know when to rest. And in the cool of the evening I'd perch on my load, feel the wagon wind blow through my hair. I'd count all the stars and talk to the moon, sing to myself in the sweet summer air. Hang on at the corners, duck from the branches, sing to myself in the sweet summer air. And you have to make hay when the sun shines, that's what all of the hill people say. Just keep your load wide, keep your eye on the sky. Make sure it's dry when you put it away. And you have to make hay when the sun shines, that's what all of the hill people say. Just keep your load wide, keep your eye on the sky. Make sure it's dry when you put it away. Good afternoon. Hello, we're Yankee Notions. This is Tim Van Egmond.
This is Jim Douglas.
And on this lovely day, we get a chance to share with you some, for the most part, older New England songs, some newer ones as well, but they all have something to say about the character and characters of old New England. We love these old songs. We love bringing them to you. We hope you'll enjoy them as much as we do. We're not going to worry about the weather. We'll just take our minds off that with some of these old songs and some old instruments we brought with us as well. Instruments you may not be too familiar with, but our ancestors were, like the guitar. No, you all know what a guitar looks like today, but the instrument that Tim uses for the most part is one you may not be as familiar with, but our ancestors were. This is called a hammered dulcimer. You sit way in the back, way back there, you can't see, has these little wooden mallets. Those are the hammers. And this is what Tim sees when he looks down. 68 strings stretched across this open soundboard. Hammered dulcimers. Back in the colonial days of New England, the dulcet tones of hammered dulcimers emanated from taverns and farmsteads. Henry Ford sponsored a band that had one. This kind of instrument has been around for thousands of years. 2,000 years ago in Persia, they were playing hammered dulcimers. And since that time, it's spread all around the world. Almost every culture, almost every country has a version of the hammered dulcimer. Everywhere from China to Ireland. We don't, last time I looked, I don't think we know any Chinese tunes on it. But
Yet.
But Irish we do, as we certainly must if we're talking about traditional New England music. And the Irish came here in the great droves, 1830s, 40s certainly, and 50s. They brought with them wonderful music that influenced the New England tradition. And we'll do some tunes in memory of that.
Jim is going to change the tuning on his guitar, and to also make ready for the tunes we're going to play, he's going to pick up his concertina, which you'll see in a moment. It's a squeeze box, a relative of the accordion. And we're going to play a set of two traditional jigs. We don't know the first one, the name of it. The second one, we do know the name of it, but we might as well not know the name of it, because the name of the tune is Ganin, which translates into no name. And the third one is a contemporary reel written by Amy Cann, a fiddler and a dance caller and a music teacher from southern Vermont. It's called Catharsis. Ready?
Irish had a big influence, but before them, of course, were the Scots and the English. When you look at the old journals and diaries of the people that lived in this part of Massachusetts, of course, most of them were farmers before the mills came in. It's not surprising that the songs you find that they jotted down to remember were the old farming songs, agricultural songs, songs that they made up in this part of the country, and songs they brought with them, and their parents and grandparents and great-grandparents from Old England. Now, here's a bunch of songs, group of songs, that come over from Old England, and were also known in New England. First one is called Dame Durden. And this is similar in some cases to today's soap operas.
Well, we would say so because what it really boils down to, when we get through a whole cast of characters that are almost too many to keep track of, all it really boils down to is a whole bunch of kissing.
Yeah. Well, actually, the same characters keep coming time and time again.
Now, if you'd like to join in on the chorus, I'm afraid we're going to have to disappoint you because it took us about 6 months to learn it. But if you'd like to join in on a part of the chorus, you can always sing at the very last line of the chorus, and Kitty she was the charming girl to carry the milking pail.
And although a lot of songs deal with agricultural pursuits, this song shows that it wasn't just agriculture they were pursuing. Dame Durden had 5 servant maids to carry the milking pail. She also had 5 laboring men to use the spade and flail. There was Moll and Bet and Doll and Kit and Dolly to drag her tail. There was Tom and Dick and Joe and Jack and Humphrey with his flail. Then Tom kissed Molly and Dick kissed Betty and Joe kissed Dolly and Jack kissed Kitty and Humphrey with his flail. And Kitty she was a charming girl to carry the milking pail. Dame Durden in the morn, so soon she did begin to call, to rouse her servants, maids, and then she did begin to bawl. There was Moll and Bet and Doll and Kit and Dolly to drag her tail. There was Tom and Dick and Joe and Jack and Humphrey with his flail. Then Tom kissed Molly and Dick kissed Betty and Joe kissed Dolly and Jack kissed Kitty and Humphrey with his flail. And Kitty she was a charming girl to carry the milking pail. 'Twas on the morn of Valentine when birds begin to tweet. Dame Durden and her maids and men, they all together meet. There was Moll and Bet and Doll and Kit and Dolly to drag her tail. There was Tom and Dick and Joe and Jack and Humphrey with his flail. Then Tom kissed Molly and Dick kissed Betty and Joe kissed Dolly and Jack kissed Kitty and Humphrey with his flail. And Kitty she was a charming girl to carry the milking pail. Dame Durden had 5 servant maids to carry the milking pail. She also had 5 laboring men to use the spade and flail. There was Moll and Bet and Doll and Kit and Dolly to drag her tail. There was Tom and Dick and Joe and Jack and Humphrey with his flail. Then Tom kissed Molly
And Dick kissed Betty
and Joe kissed Dolly
and Jack kissed Kitty.
and Humphrey with his flail. And Kitty she was a charming girl to carry the milking pail. There was Moll and Bet and Doll and Kit and Dolly to drag her tail. There was Tom and Dick and Joe and Jack and Humphrey with his flail. Then Tom kissed Molly and Dick kissed Betty and Joe kissed Dolly and Jack kissed Kitty and Humphrey with his flail. And Kitty she was a charming girl to carry the milking pail. much. Then when the work was done for the day, time to retire to the tavern and do some more singing. All you young fellows who long to be mellow, attend unto me and sit easy. For a glass when it's quiet, my boys, let us try it. Try thinking can make a man crazy. I have lands, I have towers, I have fruits and fine flowers, and the lark is my morning alarm. So me jolly boys now, here's good luck to the plow, long life and success to the farm.
Wave your hand to him. Wave the hand.
Now me boys, when you're able, draw near to my table. Let's hear not a word of complaint. For the jingling of glasses, all music surpasses. I love to see bottles a-drinking. For here I am king, I can dance, drink and sing. Let no man approach as a stranger. But show me the ass who refuses a glass, I'll treat him to hay in a manger. I have lands, I have towers, I have fruits and fine flowers, and the lark is my morning alarm. So me jolly boys now, here's good luck to the plow, long life and success to the farm.
Yeah, with this stuff in it.
You were on TV.
But the wealthy and great ride in splendor and state. I envy them not, I declare it. For I have my own hams, my own chickens and lambs. I shear my own fleece and I wear it. For by plowing and sowing, by reaping and mowing, kind nature provides me with plenty. I've a cellar well stored, a plentiful board, my cupboard affords every dainty. I have lands, I have bowers, I have fruits and fine flowers, and the lark is my morning alarm. So me jolly boys now, here's good luck to the plow, long life and success to the farmer. Long life and success to the farmer. Thanks very much. Oh, it's hard being a farmer in New England. Very rocky, very hilly ground. There was an old saying in colonial Massachusetts. People said, buy land, get stones. Bone. No, buy meat, get bones. Buy land, get stones. That's it. Very rocky, very hilly. So it's not hard to understand why it was hard to keep the young folks down on the farm. Here's a song with a lot of soul. This fellow would rather be a shoemaker. And he talks about his bristle and his awl. Bristle being the whiskers of a boar, a male pig, used in the days when metal needles were rare and expensive. and the awl, the sharp, pointy instrument used to poke holes into leather. Well, with those two things, you're well on your way to being a jolly shoemaker. Vain pleasures of this life, and allurements I dislike, with all their enjoyments and trifling delights. Each man to his work, when his business it does call. I to my trade of my bristle and my all, oh my bristle and my all, my bristle and my all. I to my trade of my bristle and my all, oh my bristle and my all, my bristle and my all. I to my trade of my bristle and my all. Now some there are in sick beds, while others are in health. Many gain by learning both in credit and as wealth. For this world they may fight, they may quarrel, pull and haul, but a living I can get with my bristle and my all, oh my bristle and my all, my bristle and my all. A living I can get with my bristle and my all, oh my bristle and my all, my bristle and my all. A living I can get with my bristle and my all. Out in the summertime, when the weather it is warm, the farmer is out hoeing and mowing of his corn. He being melted down upon the grass was straw, while all the comforts I enjoy with my bristle and my all, oh my bristle and my all, my bristle and my all. All the comforts I enjoy with my bristle and my all, oh my bristle and my all, my bristle and my all. All the comforts I enjoy with my bristle and my all. Glory of my pride, from the age of 17, to work upon the farm I ne'er more have seen. But I will spend my days with the greatest prophet's call. I will end my days with my bristle and my all, oh my bristle and my all, my bristle and my all. I will end my days with my bristle and my all, oh my bristle and my all, my bristle and my all. Oh, I will end my days with my bristle and my all. The farmer does consider his position incomplete. The study of his life is mechanics for to cheat. He that would cheat a shoemaker out of his honest pay, well, may the devil take him on his back and carry him away. Oh, carry him away, carry him away. May the devil take him on his back and carry him away. Oh, carry him away, carry him away. May the devil take him on his back and carry him away. We'll fill up our glasses and drink a health to those who are friends to honest tradesmen and farmers will oppose. We'll have a glass of punch, not a drop of it shall fall, and the praises we will sing to the bristle and the awl. Oh, the bristle and the awl, the bristle and the awl. The praises we will sing to the bristle and the awl. Oh, the bristle and the awl, the bristle and the awl. The praises we will sing to the bristle and the awl. Thanks very much. Well, there is a danger in singing these old songs as long as we have that. It's sometimes very easy to put on those rose-colored glasses and look at the past and say the years gone by were the golden years, so much better than what we see today. You hear it all the time. You know, you hear the people say things like, look at this younger generation. Their hair, their clothes,
Their attitudes.
no respect for their elders. And these are fourth graders, talking about the second graders. Things don't change. Here's a song from the 1850s, looking at the good old days of the 1830s. The days of Andrew Jackson, the days of Granddaddy Grimes, the days, those good old pot auger times.
Pot auger times.
Yeah, pot augers. These augers, drills used to bore holes through lengths of wood that would make piping that could carry water from one place to another. Those are the pot auger times. If you want to join in the chorus of this, the last line of every verse is, in old pot auger times. And even though this song is quite old, with just a little imagination, you can see how it certainly still has a lot of modernity. There's the word I'm looking for. in it. I'll sing to you of the good old days when people were honest and true. Before their brains were rattled and crazed by everything strange and new. When every man was a working man and earned his livelihood. The women were strong and industrious and lived for the family's good. In the days of Andrew Jackson and of old Granddaddy Grimes, when a man wasn't judged by the clothes that he wore, in old pot auger times.
Oh, young girls never kissed their fellas whenever they came to court, or paddled around on roller skates or pounded the piano forte. But they kept their men at a good arm's length and made them know their place. Well, they played upon kettles and washboards and brooms with amazing skill and grace.
They didn't stay out late at night but got up in the morning on time. And they never ran off with the old man's coach in old pot auger times. Young fellows, they loaf about the streets and struggle with bad cigars. They stay out late when they should be home with their mamas and their pas. They wear tight boots, likewise tight pants, and guzzle lager beer. When their parents foot up the bill, they find it pesky dear. When my old man was a farmer, boys, he had neither dollars nor dimes, but he worked from sun up till candlelight in old pot auger times.
Oh, we never bet on racehorses, nor gambled with cards or dice. And we never held church lotteries, 'cause it wasn't considered nice.
Bingo.
But today they gamble and drink mean rum and lead hypocritical lives. Well, the wives run around with the other man's husbands.
And husbands with other men's wives. Folks didn't have delirium tremors nor perpetrate horrible crimes. When the cider was hard and the rum was pure, in old pot auger times. That's what made the good old days good.
Yeah.
Well, what really made the good old days good was that people knew how to entertain themselves. Today we talk about the home entertainment center, but years ago the home was literally the entertainment center, but you didn't just sit back and watch the TV. No. If you wanted entertainment, well, you had to produce it yourself. Somebody in the family could sing songs or tell stories. Maybe you'd bring out the fiddles, the hammered dulcimers, the old wooden flutes, and you'd enjoy yourselves with a good old country dance. Ah, that love of dance. My Uncle Walter loves to dance.
Not a traditional New England dancer, though. He went in for that newfangled dance from Vienna called the waltz.
Ah, but it's so romantic, the waltz. That's the dance he loves above all others. He got pretty famous, too.
Famous or notorious? So much so that a famous New Englander who grew up in Springfield wrote a song about him. His name was Theodore Geisel.
You've all read books by Theodore Geisel. I know you have. Raise your hand if you recognize that author's name, that famous author's name, Theodore Geisel. Well, maybe you know him by his other name.
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss. Yeah, he wrote this poem. Then some folk singer got to put it to a tune. Then we got a hold of it. I went upstairs in the middle of the night. I tiptoed in, I turned on the light. To my dismay, there was no one in sight. My Uncle Walter goes dancing at night. He goes wah 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 wah, waltzing with bears, raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. There's nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do. So he can go waltzing, wah wah wah, waltzing. He can go waltzing, waltzing with bears. I gave Uncle Walter a new coat to wear.
Nice.
But when he came home, it was covered with hair.
Ew.
Lately I've noticed several new tears. I'm sure Uncle Walter goes waltzing with bears. He goes wah 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 wah, waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. There's nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do. So he can go waltzing, wah wah wah, waltzing. He can go waltzing, waltzing with bears. We told Uncle Walter that he should be good.
Right.
Do all the things that we said that he should.
Of course.
But I know that he'd rather be out in the woods. I'm afraid we might lose Uncle Walter for good. He goes wah 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 wah, waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. There's nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do. So he can go waltzing, wah wah wah, waltzing. He can go waltzing, waltzing with bears. We begged and we pleaded, please won't you stay? We managed to keep him home for a day.
What?
Then the bears, they barged in and took him away. It was grisly.
It was a Kodiak moment.
Now he's dancing with pandas, and he can't understand us. And the bears all demand at least one waltz a day. He goes wah 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 wah, waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. There's nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do. So he can go waltzing, wah wah wah, waltzing. He can go waltzing, waltzing with bears. Ah, but there's another member of the family.
Yes, another side of the story.
My Aunt Matilda was angry, you see. She said, Walter, that rat, won't go waltzing with me. So she bought a fur coat and she altered it so she could go waltzing and Walter won't know.
She goes wah wah wah, waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. There's nothing on earth Aunt Matilda won't do. So she can go waltzing, waltzing Matilda. She can go waltzing, waltzing with bears. Oh, it bears repeating merrily. They go wah 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 wah, wah, waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. There's nothing on earth that they will not do. So they can go waltzing, wah 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 wah, waltzing. They can go waltzing, waltzing with bears.
Please come home, Uncle Walter.
Thanks very much. That love of dance is so ingrained in the New England spirit that even some of our toys, they love to dance too. And here's one of them right now.
This is the third member of our duo. How's that for a contradiction in terms? This is, for those of you who are close enough to see, this is a little wooden doll-like figure with a stick in its back. And the other part of it, this is the batteries. Comes batteries included. It's a little paddleboard you sit on one end of, like so. And the names for this are, it's a traditional folk toy and rhythm instrument called a limberjack or a dancing Dan or a dandy jack dancer. And the way they work is that you just pound the board, and when the board hits his feet, he dances. And taps out this neat syncopated beat. Once you get a little used to him, you can do a few tricks. Catch him right and get him to do a splits.
Looks painful.
He's trying out for the Olympics, gymnastics, you know. And you could also get him to do maybe a little break dancing. He's good for all kinds of music, songs, and tunes. And we have a favorite song we'd like you to join us in with the help of Jack here. And your part, we'll practice it with you. It goes like this. We sing "Turkey in the Straw," and you say "ha ha ha." Let's try it. Turkey in the straw.
Ha ha ha.
Very
Excellent.
good. And then we'll sing "Turkey in the hay," and you say "hey hey hey." Ready? Turkey in the hay. Hey hey hey. Super. And if you want to join in on the rest of it, it goes like this. A bullfrog danced with his mother-in-law, and he whistled out a tune he called "Turkey in the Straw." Let's try it again. Turkey in the straw.
Ha ha ha.
Oh, that was not bad.
Not bad. Oh, well, didn't sound quite like they had. Oh, let's try it again. Turkey in the straw. Turkey in the hay. Hey, hey, hey. A bullfrog danced with his mother-in-law, and he whistled out a tune he called "Turkey in the Straw." Now, you did that second time through so well that we're going to give you an extra challenge. Because we can tell we've got a really exceptionally bright, quality audience here tonight. Here's the extra challenge. After the first chorus, we're going to change a word. Instead of singing "Turkey in the hay," we'll sing "Turkey in the," and we'll fill in the blank with a different word each time. Your challenge is to come up with a word that rhymes with the word we use each time. But to keep it simple, start it with an H sound. So for instance, if we said "turkey in the tree," what would you say? I knew we had a quality audience tonight. You guys are swift. Well, I had a little chicken and she wouldn't lay an egg, so I poured boiling water up and down its leg. The little chicken squawked and the little chicken begged. During little chicken laid a hard-boiled egg. Turkey in the straw. Turkey in the hay.
Hey, hey, hey.
A bullfrog danced with his mother-in-law, and he whistled out a tune he called "Turkey in the Straw." Turkey in the straw. Turkey in the hay.
Hey, hey, hey.
A bullfrog danced with his mother-in-law, and he whistled out a tune he called "Turkey in the Straw." Well, I had another chicken and she wouldn't lay an egg, so I poured hot chocolate up and down its leg. A little chicken squawked and a little chicken begged. Then the darn little chicken laid a chocolate egg. Turkey in the straw. Turkey in the hay. Hey, hey, hey. A bullfrog danced with his mother-in-law, and he whistled out a tune he called "Turkey in the Straw." Turkey in the straw. Turkey in the tree. A bullfrog danced with his mother-in-law, and he whistled out a tune he called "Turkey in the Straw." Well, I had another. Whoa, not this. We're done with the chicken verses. Well, I went to the river and I couldn't get across, so I grabbed an alligator because I thought it was a horse. He wouldn't go forward and he wouldn't go back. Just opened up his mouth and went clack-a-rack-shack. Turkey in the straw. Turkey in the hay.
Hey, hey, hey.
A bullfrog danced with his mother-in-law, and he whistled out a tune he called "Turkey in the Straw." Turkey in the straw. Turkey in the car. A bullfrog danced with his mother-in-law, and he whistled out a tune he called "Turkey in the Straw." Well, have you ever gone a-fishing on a bright and sunny day, seeing all little fishes going every which way with their hands in their pockets and their pockets in their pants? All little fishes doing a hoochie-coochie dance. Turkey in the straw. Turkey in the hay.
Hey, hey, hey.
A bullfrog danced with his mother-in-law, and he whistled out a tune he called "Turkey in the Straw." Turkey in the straw. Turkey in the snow. A bullfrog danced with his mother-in-law, and he whistled out a tune he called "Turkey in the Straw."
Old Farmer Brown had an awful scare. Chased 10 miles by a grizzly bear. People thought he was out of his mind, running 10 miles with a bear behind.
Turkey in the straw, ha ha ha. Turkey in the hay, hey hey hey. A bullfrog danced with his mother-in-law, and he whistled out a tune he called "Turkey in the Straw." Turkey in the straw. Turkey in the sky. A bullfrog danced with his mother-in-law, and he whistled out a tune he called "Turkey in the Straw."
Well, I went to Southbridge, I went around the block. I walked right into a bakery shop and I poked 3 donuts right out of the grease. And the shopkeeper, 5 cent piece. She looked at the nickel, she looked at me. She said, "This nickel's no good to me. There's a hole in the nickel, there's a hole right through." Says I, "There's a hole in the donuts too." Thanks for the donuts. Goodbye.
Turkey in the straw. Turkey in the hay.
Hey, hey, hey.
A bullfrog danced with his mother-in-law, and he whistled out a tune he called "Turkey in the Straw." Turkey in the straw. Turkey in the well. Oh, I'm sorry.
A bullfrog danced with his mother-in-law, and he whistled out a tune he called "Turkey in the Straw." Bump, 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 bump.
Hey! Who'll be the barber from next?
it working? Some of you may be thinking, that was really something special. And I know somebody who could really enjoy having a little dancing lumberjack like that, but where could I possibly obtain something as rare, as unusual, as unique as that must be? Yes, where could that possibly be available?
How could I impress my friends and neighbors, relatives and family?
We have a couple of dozen with us here tonight.
Well, not quite that many,
no.
but
they're all looking for good homes. You just have to give them a little daily exercise and they'll be all set.
And for those of you who are handy with wooden tools or have someone who can help you to be handy, we have some instructions on how to make one yourself. That'd be a great project. We're going to finish our first set with a song by Bill Staines called Bridges. Before we go into it, though, we would like to thank the Southbridge Cultural Council for the grant that made it possible for us to be here tonight, and the Park and Recreation Committee. And we'd like to thank all of you, certainly, for being here, especially since there was this little discouraging precipitation early on.
Not gonna happen.
Yes, we have hardy souls out here.
We're gonna get through another set. In fact, after the song, we'll take a very short break, about 5 minutes or so. You're welcome to come up, see the Hammer Dulcimer up close and personal if you want. 5 minutes or so, then we'll come back and do another set. We'll get this in, I'm sure, before inclement weather.
We've had a report on from Doppler radar,
yes.
So they tell us it's not going to rain before 8 o'clock. We also have some tapes and CDs up here if you'd like to have a look.
This last song is by a New Englander by the name of Bill Staines.
And also, it's got a Spanish translation woven in by another New Englander, Dean Stevens.
And it's called Bridges. There are bridges, bridges in the sky. They are shining in the sun. They are stone and steel and wood and wire. They can change two things to one. They are languages and letters. They are poetry and awe. They are love and understanding, and they're better than a wall.
Hay puentes, muchos puentes, en el sol se ven brillar. Dieron madera y piedra, pueden dos a uno cambiar. Son lenguajes, son las letras, la poesía y el amor. El asombro, el entendimiento, van puros con su fulgor.
There are canyons, there are canyons. They are yawning in the night. They are rank and bitter anger. They're all devoid of light. They are fear and blind suspicion. They are apathy and pride. They are dark and so foreboding. They're oh so very wide.
Hay barrancos que se escuchan en la noche bostezar, ominosos que conspiran de todo su luz vaciar. El temor, el odio ciego, la deferencia, la altivez, son oscuros, peligrosos y anchos a la misma vez. Construyamos puente musical para cruzar con nuestro son, corregir otra maldad, atravesar otro cañón. Y si alguien nos pregunta dónde es que vamos a andar, a construir los nuevos puentes, nuevos lazos que forjar. Let us build a bridge of music, let us cross it with a song. Let us span another canyon, let us right another wrong. And if someone should ask us where we're off and bound today, we would tell them building bridges and be off and on our way. Construir los nuevos puentes, nuevos lazos que forjar. We would tell them building bridges and be off and on our way.
much. We'll take a very short break, just 5 minutes. We'll come back and do another set. Requests during the break.
But we're going to play anyway.
Yeah. Take her by the little white hand, lead her like a pigeon, make her dance the weepily weep and scatter her religion. Wheat and ear, my love's a posy growing. Wheat and ear, I'm going out to sea. Wheat and ear, I left her fit for sowing. When I come back with a loaf of bread she'll be. I don't want your weevily wheat, I don't want your barley. Want some flour in half an hour to bake a cake for Charlie. Trading boats going ashore, trading boats a landing. Trading boats are going ashore, all loaded down with brandy. Wheat and ear, my love's a posy growing. Wheat and ear, I'm going up to sea. Wheat and ear, I left her fit for sowing. When I come back with a loaf of bread she'll be. Higher up the cherry grows, riper grows a cherry. Sooner that you court a girl, the sooner you will marry. Take her by the little white hand, lead her like a pigeon. Make her dance to weevily wheat and scatter her religion. Wheat and ear, my love's a posy growing. Wheat and ear, I'm going up to sea. I left her fit for sowing. When I come back with a loaf of bread she'll be. Take her by the lily white hand, lead her like a pigeon. Make her dance the weevily wheat and scatter her religion. Wheat and ear, my love's a posy growing. Wheat and ear, I'm going up to sea. Wheat and ear, I left her fit for sowing. When I come back with a loaf of bread she'll be. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Oh, well, this isn't that far from the perfect New England evening. Could be a little sunnier, I suppose.
Well, yes, but at least we're not boiling in the heat.
No. You know what would make this the perfect New England evening? The one ingredient that would really just hit the spot. I know you all agree. There'd be a good cup of clam chowder. Ah, Wouldn't that be
Nothing
great?
sticks to the ribs like that, does it?
Well, we don't have it in liquid form, but we do have it in musical form.
And to truly be authentic while we sing this song, we are going to perform this song with genuine soup spoons.
Oh, yeah.
Aha, a little heavy metal. All right.
Yum, yum, good night.
Jerry Mulligan came to see me, left his hat in my chowder pot, put it on when he was leaving, said my word, it's getting hot,
Said my word, it's getting hot. Good fish chowder, good clam chowder, makes you want to cry for more. Fills you up from your top to your toenails, makes you hear the oceans roar, makes you hear the oceans roar.
Here's how he looked. 5 fat shrimp behind his earlobes, 4 fat squid with 40 toes, 8 fat scallops, 6 large oysters hanging from his hair and nose,
Hanging from his hair and nose. Good fish chowder, good clam chowder, makes you want to cry for more. Fills you up from your top to your toenails, makes you hear the oceans roar, makes you hear the oceans roar.
Five small whales will fill my kettle, but 6 large barnacles will not. Where to all the oceans empty into my big chowder pot.
Into my big chowder pot. Good fish chowder, good clam chowder, makes you want to cry for more. Fills you up from your top to your toenails, makes you hear the oceans roar, makes you hear the oceans roar.
He turned to me as he was leaving, said goodbye, and he shook my hand. Just as a wave ran down his shirt sleeve, left me holding a ton of sand.
Left me holding a ton of sand. Good fish chowder, good clam chowder, makes you want to cry for more. Fills you up from your top to your toenails, makes you hear the oceans roar, makes you hear the oceans roar.
Well, goodbye, Jerry Mulligan, come again, but leave your hat on if you do. My big pot can hold a lot, but not nearly as much as you.
Not nearly as much as you. Good fish chowder, good clam chowder, makes you want to cry for more. Fills you up from your top to your toenails, makes you hear the oceans roar, makes you hear the oceans roar.
You know, I'm noticing something missing. Would you happen to have seen it around?
Nope, carry on.
My. Good fish chowder, good clam chowder. Has anybody seen my shoe? Oh. Jim put it in the chowder. I was saving it for the stew.
I was saving it for the stew. Good fish chowder, good clam chowder, makes you want to cry for more. Fills you up from your top to your toenails, makes you hear the oceans roar, makes you hear the oceans roar.
Sailing into home port now. Land ho!
Thank you very much. These songs of the sea, these nautical songs, they always remind Tim and myself of the nights we'd spend down in Mystic Seaport.
Oh yeah, 2 years in a row in the summer we'd go down every Monday night to sing in their town green.
We enjoyed it, and they did as well. And one of the highlights of the evening for us, maybe for the audience as well, were our breaks. The reason we liked them so much was because invariably...
Not for the reason that you think.
No. Invariably some old sailor, some old salt, some old tar, all three of them, well, they'd come up and they would tell us these most...
Authentic.
That's the word.
Gripping.
Oh, authentic is the word.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Amazing stories.
Oh, yes. If you've ever known sailors or fishermen
Or politicians.
Ah, yes. You know, these people, they are simply incapable of telling anything but the truth. And I am sure this causes consternation on occasion.
Well, all they have to do is bop on down to the pharmacy and get some laxatives. That should
No,
take
no.
care of, clear it right up.
As we stood one day in a breezy bay, watching the ships sail by, a tired tar said, with a shake of his head,
I wish
I could tell a lie. He said, I've seen sights that would jigger your lights, and have jiggered my own, forsooth, but I ain't worth a darn at spinning a yarn that wanders away from the truth. He said, we were off in the brig of a rig-a-jig, 1.5 miles to sea, when Captain Snook, with a troubled look, he steps up and he says to me,
Hey, Bosun Smith, make haste forthwith, and hemstitch the forward sail. Accordion pleat the dory sheet. There's going to blow a gale.
Well, I straightway bid as the captain bid, and no sooner the job was through than the north wind whoof, bounded over the roof, and suffering light she blew. Why, she blew the tars clean off the spars, and the spars clean off the mast, and anchors, and sails, and pails, and nails went by on the wings of that blast. Before we could look, she blew the cook out of the galley bins. Pots, cans, kettles, pans went rattling after 'em. She blew the flame from the galley stove, and the coal from the galley bin. Then she whizzed a pace past the captain's face, and blew the beard from his chin.
Well, whistle me dead.
The captain said, and the words blowed from his mouth.
We're dead, I fear, if the wind don't veer and come a while from the south.
Whistle me dead. No sooner he said those words that blowed from his mouth than the wind veered round, and with a hurricane sound blew straight in from the south. We opened our eyes with some surprise, but nary a word did we say, for in changing her tack the wind blew back all the things she'd blowed away. She blew the tars back on the spars back on the mast, back came the sails, and the pails, and the nails that stuck into the ship fast. I think you missed one, Tim. Before we could look, she blew the cook back in the galley coop, back in the cans, kettles, and pans, without even spilling the soup. She blew the flame back in the stove where it burned in its proper place, and we all of us cheered. Hooray! When she blew the beard back on the captain's face. Now there's more to this tale, said this mariner hale, and it would jigger your lights forsooth. But I ain't worth a darn at spinning a yarn that wanders away from the truth. And that's a true story. Thanks. Here's a timeless song. A song written by a man by the name of Henry Clay Work a little bit after the Civil War. It has to do with a household item. It was common in the 1800s, late 1800s, 1900s. Henry Clay Work saw this item in a home, in a farmhouse that is no longer there. It's now,
In fact, the whole town is no longer there.
yeah, it's now under Quabbin Reservoir, one of the towns. But the song lives on. And I bet a lot of you know this. I remember singing this at grade school, and I know some of the kids today continue to do so. And I bet some of you have heard this before. My grandfather's clock was too tall for the shelf, so it stood 90 years on the floor. It was taller by half than the old man himself, though it weighed not a pennyweight more. It was bought on the morn of the day he was born, and was always his treasure and pride. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, tick-tock, tick-tock, his life's seconds numbering, tick-tock, tick, but it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. In watching its pendulum swing to and fro, many hours had he spent as a boy. And through boyhood and manhood the clock seemed to know, to share both his grief and his joy. For it chimed 24 when he entered the door, with a charming and beautiful bride. Then it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, tick-tock, tick-tock, his life's seconds numbering, tick-tock, tick, but it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. Take it away, Tim. It gave an alarm in the dead of the night, an alarm that for years had been dumb. And we knew that his spirit was pluming for flight, that his hour of departure had come. Still the clock kept the time with a soft and muffled chime, as we silently stood by his side. Then it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, tick-tock, tick-tock, his life's seconds numbering, tick-tock, tick, but it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. Yes, it stopped short, never to go again. That's it.
While we're on the subject of grandparents, I thought we'd do another song on the subject, but just to make sure we're doing something of interest and connected with everybody, I just wanted to do a show of hands first and see how many of you have had grandparents at one point or another in your lives. How many of you have had grandparents? Oh, that's good. Wow, quite a few of you. What a coincidence. Well, this is a song about a very unusual kind of grandparent, and the chorus goes like this. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It seems funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa.
How can that be true?
Well, many, many years ago when I was 23, I was married to a widow who was pretty as could be. This widow had a grown-up daughter who had hair of red. My father fell in love with her and soon they two were wed. This made my dad my son-in-law and changed my very life. My daughter was my mother 'cause she was my father's wife. To complicate the matter, even though although it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It seems funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa. My little baby then became a brother-in-law to Dad, and so became my uncle, though it made me very sad. For if he is my uncle, then that also makes him brother to the widow's grown-up daughter, who of course was my stepmother. Are you with me so far?
Oh, yeah.
Father's wife then had a child who kept him on the run, and he became my grandchild because he was my daughter's son. My wife is now my mother's mother, and it makes me blue, because although she is my wife, she's my grandmother too. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It seems funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa. Now, if my wife's my grandmother, then I am her grandchild. Yes?
Oh, yeah.
And every time I think of it, it nearly drives me wild. 'Cause now I have become the strangest sight you ever saw, as husband to my grandmother. Son of a gun. I am my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It seems funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa. We're going to do some more tunes for you.
I gotta go tell her.
The first tune we're going to do is an old Scots tune by an air, which means a slow tune. It's called Derwent Waters Farewell. The next tune we'll do is one that was one of my parents' favorite. Well, they were always asking me to play it. It's called Far From Home. And they kept saying, would you please play Far From Home? And then we'll do two reels.
Well, 3 reels, yeah.
It's raining every time.
So then, support it.
very much. Here's a song from a great Canadian singer-songwriter, a fellow by the name of Stan Rogers. He is no longer with us, but he left a legacy of classic, so many classic, wonderful songs. This one is called the Mary Ellen Carter.
Doing a little bit of retuning, the temperature changes affected our instruments a bit so that they've gone a little out of tune.
Still called the Mary Ellen Carter. She went down last October in a pouring driving rain. The skipper, he'd been drinking, the mate, he felt no pain. Too close to 3 Mile Rock, she was dealt a mortal blow. The Mary Ellen Carter settled low. There was just us 5 aboard her when she finally went awash. They worked like hell to save her, heedless of the cost. And the groan she gave as she went down caused us to proclaim the Mary Ellen Carter would rise again. But the owners, they just wrote her off, not a nickel would they spend. She gave 20 years of service, boys, and met her fatal end. The insurance, they had paid the cost, let her rest below. And they laughed at us, said we had to go. But we talked of her all winter, and sometimes around the clock. She's worth $250,000 standing at the dock. And with every jar that hit the bar, we swore we would remain. Make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again. May her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Spring now we've been with her on a barge lent by a friend. 3 dives a day in a hard hat suit, twice I've had the bends. Thank God it's only 60 feet and the currents here are slow, or I'd never have the strength to go below. But we patched her and stopped her vents, dog hatch and porthole down. Put cables to her fore and aft, girded her around. Tomorrow noon we hit the air, then take up the strain. Watch the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again. May her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. her there, you see, to crumble into scale. She'd saved our lives so many times living through the gales. And the laughing drunken rats who left her to a watery grave, they won't be laughing in another day. And you to whom adversity has dealt the final blow, with smiling bastards lying to you everywhere you go, turn to, put out all your strength of heart and arm and brain, like the Mary Ellen Carter. Rise again, rise again, rise again. Though your heart it be broken, your life about to end. No matter what you lost, be it a home, a love, a friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter. Rise again, rise again, oh rise again. Though your heart it be broken, your life about to end. No matter what you lost, be it a home, a love, a friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter. Rise again. Thank you very much. We do appreciate it. We want to leave you with this last song, a song that it said traditionally New England sailors sang as they were preparing for the voyage back home. Now, if this had been a whaling voyage in the 1800s, we're talking men who were away from home for 3 to 5 years. That's how long a typical whaling voyage lasted. And when it was time to haul up the anchor, these anchors weighed about 2 tons, about the weight of a car. When it was time to haul up the anchor, you'd gather around the bow, the front of these old wooden ships. There'd be a piece of machinery there called a capstan. You put these wooden bars, these spokes into this capstan. You start pushing against them and marching around and around and around. Chains and ropes would be attached to the anchor. It could take you hours of backbreaking, boring, monotonous work. And to take your mind off that, songs called shanties, work songs, were sung. And this is a grand one. Some of our best songs, in fact, have started that way. Songs like Shenandoah. And this one, called Rolling Home.
Our thanks once again to the Southbridge Cultural Council for making it possible for us to come here, and for the Southbridge Park and Recreation Committee for making us part of this series. And our thanks again to you for coming out. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have, and we hope we see you again sometime.
We'll leave you with this. You can sing along in the chorus. It goes like this. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land to thee. Well, it's rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land to thee. Now, it may sound a bit wordy, but if you just sang rolling home, you've got an 80% chance of being right where you're supposed to be. It starts off with that, rolling home. Give it a try. Rolling home. And again. Rolling home. That's it. Rolling home across the sea. Rolling home across the sea. Rolling home to old New England. Rolling home to old New England. Rolling home, dear land to thee. Rolling home, dear land to thee. Call our hands to man the capstan. See the cable running clear. Heave away and with a will, boys, for New England. dear land to thee. Up aloft one frosty morning, and our sails were full of snow, like a monsoon in the springtime. Swing around and watch her go, rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land to thee. And round Cape Horn one frosty morning, and our sails were full of snow. Clear your sheets and sweat your halyards, swing around and watch her go, rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land to thee. I wish all you people who are watching on cable could see what I see. Hundreds and hundreds of people with their lighters all lit, waving in the dark night. Oh, it's beautiful. Fare thee well, you Southbridge ladies
And gents,
it is time to say adieu, adieu. Happy times we've spent together. Oh, happy times we spent with you. Here we go! Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land to thee. I think I mentioned at the very beginning of the song that this shanty was used to help sailors haul up the anchor as they marched around and around the capstan. Hours and hours of back-breaking, boring work.
so they had to be a long song.
That's right. So it may interest you to know that, why, there's another 16 verses to this song. Aha, yes. Yeah, and I know you're going to be delighted to learn that I know them all. Oh, yes. But to make you happy, we'll just do one more. And the waves we leave behind us seem to murmur as they flow. There's a hearty welcome waiting in the land to which you go. Last chance. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land to thee. We're Yankee Notions. We've enjoyed ourselves. We hope you have as
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you very much. Good night. Take care.